Welcome everybody, it's Hellman. I got for you guys a theory video, and what this theory is going to be about, it's that saying that has there been multiple Richtofens, not just two, but multiple Richtofens throughout the whole zombie storyline. And what I mean by the whole zombie storyline, I'm mainly talking about just the story of Black Ops, so the Black Ops zombie story arc, I guess you could call it. And one thing I want to say before we start this video, I'm doing a giveaway on my channel, and it should still be there. If you're watching this in 2015, it shouldn't be over, but if you're watching it in 2016, you're out of luck. But without further delay, let's jump into this video. So, we already know there are multiple Richthofens inside, at least after Origins, because inside the Giant, we hear multiple radios saying that they have killed multiple Richthofens. So, we already know that there's a possibility of, or we know for a fact there has been multiple Richthofens, at least down this route. But this theory is going to try to say that there has been multiple Richthofens, or just multiple universes holding these Richthofens in. But, so the first thing I want to evidence I want to propose, no wait, that's not the word. I want to show you guys is that this moon radio, and let me just kind of tell you what it says because it's really long. I don't want to make you guys listen to the whole thing. It's pretty much what happens is that Dr. Shirks, I don't know, maybe, and Richtofen are there testing out their teleporter, and Richtofen volunteers himself to be the person being teleported, and so they go, Dr. Schutzker, that's his name, and so what he does, Richtofen walks in, they teleport, and Richtofen does not travel to the mainframe or whatever. He goes to the moon, and he actually says a dark place where he doesn't like weigh anything, and we can assume that is the moon, but we don't really want to talk about that. But the second place he teleports after that, it's to Shangri-La. So Shangri-La is super weird because what happens when he travels there is that sounds like a horde of zombies attack him, and who knows, he may have died or something, or could have just survived or something like that. But then he somehow returns to where Dr. Schutzker is. So that is really weird because when he returns, he has this newfound intelligence or knowledge, I should say, just like he just learned a lot of stuff on his travels or whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. And the problem is, the last place we heard him teleport is Shangri-La. But Shangri-La does not have any teleporters at it because he did not return through a separate way. He returned through the teleporter. And that makes no sense at all because there is no MPDs at Shangri-La. So that is the problem with this, is that there's none of them. How did he get back? And where did he learn all this stuff? Of course, you can just argue that they just touched the pyramid and that gave him his knowledge, which is perfectly fine. But how did he come back to exactly that place? Because no matter how you look at it, he did not have enough materials or anything inside Shangri-La to build the MPD over there. And plus, when we play Shangri-La, we do not see any teleporters over there to send him back to where Dr. Schutzker is. Super weird. If that isn't already convincing you of this theory, then I don't know what. Well, actually, I'll just tell this theory gets super serious. So let's let this theory get serious right now. So in Ascension, this is where things get real. So I want to mention one thing actually. So in Keener and Toten and all the zombie maps before Keener and Toten, and it's also the zombie map before Ascension for you who do not know, Richtofen is wearing a Nazi uniform, and in Ascension, he is not, surprisingly. So this is Keener and Toten, and then Ascension is supposed to be the next one. But the thing is that he's not wearing this Nazi uniform, but all the other characters are still wearing their normal thing that they wore in Keener and Toten. But moving on from Ascension, in Shangri-La, he's back to wearing his Nazi uniform. So could this have been a different Richtofen, a different world Richtofen, kind of snuck his way in and trade places with that Richtofen to just do something in Ascension? Because let's think, what were we doing in Ascension? Why why did Richtofen need to go there? Because if you think about Richtofen, everything he did was to collect stuff for he can go to Moon and get Samantha out of there and take control for himself. That was his goal the whole time. But Ascension did not help him at all. Let's think what we did there. We went there to free Gersh, but freeing Gersh, from what we know, does not help him in any way. So that is really weird right away. So why is he doing there? So let's think about it real fast. Let's think about the origins of Richtofen. So the origins of Richtofen he's familiar with the other idea of the other versions of them, the future or different world versions of them, because he says, and this is a quote from Richtofen in The Giant. He said, this is when he's talking to Dempsey. He says, Is your memory loss due to your prolonged exposure to element 115, or are you just one of the stupid Zemzis? So obviously, Origins / Giant Dempsey is not stupid, nearly as stupid versus the Zemzi from all the other ones, but he's kind of not his fault. He's not that stupid just because he's kind of experimented on and stuff like that. But I'm not too sure. If you ask me, that is just like saying Richtofen is more than well aware of all these different versions of them. But let's think about, how did they get there? They got there on a Lunar Lander, so that's not usually how they got there, because how they got into Keenan Toten, they teleported there, because you can kind of tell it because there's like electricity around you, I think. I don't know, but I'm not too sure, but that doesn't matter. That's not important. So the Lunar Lander brings you there, and you're with this different Richtofen, and I'm not too sure if he just showed up there, hid the other Richtofen in a closet, locked him in the closet, or whatever he did, and just got these the other three characters to help him do whatever he did in Ascension. So there's one last thing I want to mention. Inside the Ascension, if you select Ascension, actually let me mention something before. This is actually, if you selected Ascension, when Ascension first came out, you would see this image on screen. But then a couple months later, down the road, Treyarch decided, actually, no, I don't like that picture. So let's switch it to this image I'll have on screen now. So it's kind of changed. As you guys can see, you can no longer see the moon clearly in the background, and there's kind of a move type of deal in the middle. So obviously that Treyarch doesn't do stuff like this for no reason, just because, oh yeah, this one looks cooler, even though it just looks like we took a bad picture. But so what if this is symbolizing that after you completed the Easter egg in Ascension, that the future in this world was changed? Maybe that was the goal, because the Richtofen, this is assuming that this theory is actually true, that this Richtofen, inside Nocturne Toten, had no plans to go to Ascension, but this other Richtofen that showed up and made them go to Ascension that would have never happened. So if he never showed up, they would have never went to Ascension, and whatever the events of Ascension affected, changed the I'm not sure if they would change the outcome of Moon, but maybe he did this Ascension Easter egg helped out his world, the Richtofen from that world. It helped him out. I don't know, but hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think of this theory. Is it completely insane? I don't blame you if you think it's insane, but this is a zombies universe and anything is possible. So like I said, this is an insane theory. If you guys, if I made a mistake in this theory, tell me. Have questions about this theory, tell me. And if I've missed something that can explain this theory even more, of course, all down in the comments. So, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.